Thanks for staying tuned. I'm Samuel Gillis with your Wednesday, the 18th of September edition of the AGP Sportscast. Begin this evening with cricket news from the Euro CPL Premier League. Everything was laid out in the middle as the St. Kitts Patriots pull off a win against defending champions Trinbago Knight Riders in the first super over of the CPL tournament in St. Kitts. Stanford Howard with the details.
The match was everything a cricket fan needed in what was dubbed one of the best clashes of the Hero Caribbean Premier League. Match 14 had everything in it, from lots of sixes being hit to on-field drama, as fans at Warner Park went wild as the biggest party in sport had their last game in St. Kitts, the final home game for the Patriots. The matchup in the small ground was going to be an epic showdown between the St. Kitts side and the Trinidad-led Pollard team. Patriots elected to field after winning the toss. The side, which had only won 2 out of their 4 games, was looking to end on a high note. And with Trinidad winning 4 in a row, they were looking to excel on the leaderboard. When the Knight Riders took to the pitch, they made a stunning 216 for 4 from their 20 overs. That was all thanks to opener Lendell Simmons' 90 runs from 45 balls, and the stalwart's contribution of Delney, Monroe, Darren Bravo, and New Zealand, James Neesham, who all broke past the 20 runs margin. With the Patriots already recording the highest CPL run chase at the very ground in their first home game against Jamaica, where they blasted to 242 in 19 overs. The match was destined to be another great one. While on the hunt for 217, the patrons didn't get the start they wanted, and Thomas was quickly back into the pavilion for one. A few of their middle-order batsmen didn't trouble the targets much with their small double figures. And with Evan Lewis putting on 45 from 21, and the skipper blasted a 30-ball 64 runs, got them close to the target, with Riyad Emrit taking a 4 off the last ball to send the game into a super over. In the super over, it was Carlos Bradford who performed with the bat to help blast his team to 18 in their 1 over and subdued the Knight Riders to 5 runs when he bowled his spell to capture 2 points to put his team in third, while Guyana's Amazon Warriors sit at the top comfortably with 8 points. Trinidad Knight Riders are also at 8 points, and the St. Lucia Zouks are in 4th, as Barbados and Jamaica sits at the bottom. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
The government of Guyana has contributed $3.6 million to the Guyana Amateur Powerlifting Association as they seek to bring back medals from Uruguay. More in this report. 13 local athletes and officials are in Uruguay to commence participation in the Pan American South America Powerlifting Championship this weekend. The president of the Guyana Amateur Powerlifting Federation, Ed Caesar, is expressing optimism regarding the team's success. He said that the team reaching Uruguay would not have been possible without the government of Guyana $3.6 million sponsorship. Contributions were also received from a number of agencies and individuals. The government's contribution was facilitated through the National Sports Commission, and Director of Sport Christopher Jones pointed out that he was more than delighted to ensure that the lifters were given the much-needed support in their desire to make Guyana proud during the engagement in Uruguay. For HGP Sport, I am Samuel Gillis. Double gold for Team Guyana women's hockey team in Trinidad and Tobago, where they secure the girls under 16 and under 21 division. Stanford Howard with this story.
The GCC girls took a bit of time to get accustomed to the fast surface at the Woodbrook Youth Facility in their first under-16 match against Maganolis. They managed to emerge with a 5-1 victory. That goal would be the only one conceded in the entire under-16 competition by the all-star goalkeeper Jessica Meltelholzer and her fellow Guyanese teammate. The GBTI GCC girls then follow up that victory with a 5-0 win over Checkers, 6-0 over Seppos, and 5-0 over Bishops. The final saw a repeat of the very first under-16 match contest by the GCC girls as they took on Maganolis, who had finished second in the pool. GCC managed to better their early effort by outclassing Maganolis 6-0 to lift the under-16 trophy. Striker ABOSAIDE CADOGAN was on fire for GCC, scoring 4 of their goals, while Madison Finance added 1 field goal and Christian Gomes scored a penalty corner. The under-16 side was strengthened by the 16-year-old Makeda Hardin in the under-21 competition. Once again, GCC topped the pool rung as they faced Paragon. This match was more challenging for the Guyanese girls as Paragon played a more physical game and were able to deny space to the GCC strikers. After a nil-all halftime score, striker Siren Cutland raced up the right side of the court to unleash a shot which was blocked by the Paragon goalkeeper. Top goal scorer in the under-21 competition, ABOSAIDE CADOGAN, however, was first on the rebound and managed to slide her reverse shot into the net for the opener. Cadogan would return 6 minutes later for her second score of the match, which pushed the game beyond Paragon's reach. Sarah Cutland then received a pass from midfielder Madison Finance on the left, which drew the last defender and goalkeeper before guiding a perfect pass across the scoring circles to the speedy Cadogan on the right, who slammed her shot into the open net. The 2-0 victory saw the GBTI GCC girls walking away with both trophies in the girls' categories. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
GFF-NAMILCO Thunderbolt Flower Power Under-17 competition presented a weekend of competitive football. Here is that story. MILEROCK FC was crowned champions in the NAMILCO Thunderbolt Flower Power Under-17 competition after defeating Botafogo by 5-1 margin following kicks from the penalty mark at the Wisburg Secondary School ground. The match, played in front of a sizable crowd, saw both teams playing with intensity, but it was goalless for the first half. The rivalry continued in the second half, but after 90 minutes, the score remained tied at 0-0, resulting in a penalty, which MILEROCK won to secure the match. Eagles United gained third place following a no-show by Emilius Ward in the first scheduled match. Meanwhile, the Victoria Community Center ground also came alive when Golden Stars FC snatched a 2-1 win from Victoria Scorpions on Sunday, with goals from Crystal James in the 33rd minute and Joshua De Souza in the 59th minute respectively. Not wanting to give up on the match on home ground, it was Daniel Murphy who claimed redemption for the Scorpions late in the second half with a 70th minute goal. The tournament continues this weekend with the final set for Saturday the 28th. For HGP Sport, I am Samuel Gillis. And that's all we have for this edition of the HGP Sportcast. But do remember, success is not an happening, it is a result. There is nothing mysterious about progressing. It is doing instead of doubting, working instead of wishing. Back to you, Javon.